G'day you cheeky dogs, my name's Margie and I'm an Aussie currently living in America. Today's video is going to be my overall thoughts and feelings about Bluey Season 3B, or Part 2. So basically episodes 27 all the way through to 37, which would include musical statues, stories, puppets, Turtleboy, Onesies, Tradies, Granny, Space, Smoochy Kiss, Dirt, and The Decider. If you're new to my channel, all through the month of June I've been doing Bluey content as well. I usually like to do animated content and Australia versus America content. So if any of that interests you, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below. I super duper appreciate all the support that you guys have been giving me this month, and I can't wait to put out more Bluey theory videos, as well as some other theory videos I have on other animated shows as well. But let's go back, let's focus on Bluey Season 3B and my thoughts about it. Now, Season 3B, I think overall was actually quite amazing. We got a lot of new characters, 9 in particular. So we got Major Tom, we got Brandy, we got the mean granny pug, as well as like the $2 dog in the background who was always haggling. We also got Dougie, as well as Dougie's mom, and then we also got Sparky, Chippy, and Chippy's girlfriend, Cherry. Out of all of those 9 new characters, for me personally, I think my favorite one is probably Dougie, because it's just fantastic the representation that Dougie is bringing to the show Bluey, as well as just in general to cartoons all around the world. So for me, Dougie is definitely my favorite new character, although I've got to say the mean old granny pug in Grannymobile is also kind of up there, just because of the dynamic that she brings and how funny her scenes were with Muffin. In terms of characters that we got to learn a lot more about, there was about 7 I feel that we sort of got a bit more of an idea of what their personalities are like. And that would be Winton, who I think is obviously fantastic what happened with him in the episode stories. Of course, we also found out more about Judo, Wendy, Brandy, Mackenzie, as well as Janelle and Chucky and their relationship too. So out of all the characters, I know I really loved finding out more about Winton and just his general personality. He wasn't so much of a background character this time around, but more of like someone who's really good at, I guess, supporting their friends. I think in general, probably Judo and Wendy, I'm the most interested to find out even more about now, because it is quite obvious that in the episode Dirt that they were giving them a redemption arc, especially Wendy, all throughout Season 3A or Part 1 and Season 3B. We've really seen her change a lot. So I think they made it really obvious in the episode Dirt that we're going to see a very big change with Judo and Wendy. So I'm really excited about that. In terms of how I would break down the episodes, I think the most Aussiest or Australian episodes were, of course, Tradies and The Decider. There were just so many Australian references in both of them, from just regular everyday life in Tradies and how we interact with people and some of the slang we use, as well as obviously in The Decider with our sporting life in Australia, our competition between states as well as between countries. So I think both of those were definitely the most Australian episodes. The funniest episode though, of course, for me was Grannymobile. It was absolutely hilarious. I was laughing the whole time. And I think Muffin just, again, we got to see her level up, become a little bit older, but just, it was so funny, her interaction with the granny pug. I absolutely loved it. My least favorite episode out of the 11 we got, I mean, it's a tough pick, but it would probably be the very first one, Musical Statues. I ended up giving that one like a 3.75 out of 5 long dogs, because after seeing all the episodes, yes, it is probably my least favorite one, just not for any bad reasons. It just doesn't have as much in it as the other episodes did. It was just a nice regular family episode, which is lovely, but compared to the rest, it definitely was the bottom of my list. And then of course, the saddest episodes, or the ones that were the most emotionally damaging to myself, quite obviously, I think is the episode Space, where we learned a lot more about Mackenzie and his separation anxiety, as well as the issue with children and the idea of abandonment. That was so emotional and very deep. And then of course, I think the number one emotional one was Onesies, where we finally got to meet Brandy and learn that she can't have children, and that's why she hasn't been around for so long. And that was just so heartbreaking. I cried multiple times rewatching it when I was doing my notes for it, and I cried on the live stream. So yeah, that's probably honestly my number one saddest or emotionally damaging episode. Overall though, my favorite episode, I would have to probably pick Tradies, just because it had so many Easter eggs in it and so many references. I'm going to be doing a new video on it. For those of you who know, you know. But I'm going to do sort of like, you know, the top 10 Easter eggs and the top 10 Aussie references from it. I'm going to do something similar for the other episodes as well, because it was just, it was so Australian, that episode. And I, as an Australian currently living in America, I miss Australia so much. So that episode really spoke to me. But I'm curious for you guys, which episode was your favorite overall from those 11 episodes that we got? I do think that the overall theme of all of these episodes was actually pretty similar across most of them. Even though they had like sort of their own individual lessons, I think the overall theme was how you behave and act can affect others. And I think we just saw this multiple times. We saw it in musical statues, we saw it in Dirt, we saw it in The Decider, we saw it in Space, we saw it in Turtleboy, we saw it in Tradies. Like, basically, I mean, realistically, you could put it as a theme for almost every single episode. It was just so prominent that how you act affects others. And yeah, I mean, that's probably one of the biggest lessons in life, realistically, that you have to learn. And I think that was really strong this season. We do, of course, have a few unanswered questions from this season. I feel like for myself personally, the biggest one is what is going on with Bandit. A lot of this season focused on Bandit in the background, really concerned about his weight and his fitness. Like, we saw him mentioning going for runs, doing push-up, worried about the jiggling of his body and how big he is or small he is. I don't know, there was a really big background focus on it, and that's honestly, I think, one of the biggest unanswered questions. And I do believe that we are going to get an episode about it. I will be doing a season 3C predictions video that will be out tomorrow, and I have about 8 different stills from 3C that we haven't seen yet that I want to show with you guys. I think one of them very heavily hints that we're going to find out what's going on with Bandit. A couple of the other unanswered questions I feel like is, you know, what's going to be going on with Brandy and her life in general. Are we going to find out more about what she's been doing these last 4 years? Does she have a partner? What's happening there? Will she eventually adopt a child? And that's how we'll see adoption in the Blueyverse. Another one that I think is just sort of like more of a fun and interesting unanswered question is, will Judo and Wendy grow their hair back? Will we see that change over time? Because we've seen the girls age up over time, so surely we might see them growing their fur back, or what Judo's decision will be with that. And then also I feel like, you know, will Bingo ever meet Dougie? I think that would be a great thing to show, even if it's not a prominent part of an episode, even if it's just something in the background that happens and seeing them together and playing together. Because it was a little bit sad that they never got to meet in the playground, but that episode was really great for just showing that all kids are the same. No matter whether they can speak or whether they use Auslan, they still feel the same thing. Overall, I would probably give this season 4.75 out of 5 long dogs. Most of the episodes I rated pretty high, and again, I just loved them. There were loads of Easter eggs, loads of references, whether it was to Australia or previous Bluey episodes as well. They all had really good meanings, and I didn't really feel like any of the episodes were filler episodes, like the episode Blue Mountain, which is probably my least favorite episode. But what do you guys think? What would you rate Bluey Season 3B out of 5 long dogs? What was your favorite episode, and what was your least favorite episode? Let me know in those comments section down below. I really love seeing what you guys think about the shows, as well as my videos. I really appreciate it. So if you haven't subscribed yet, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, as well as that bell for notifications. Like I said, there will be a season 3C predictions video coming out tomorrow, as well as a live stream this weekend to select our giveaway winners. So if you didn't know, I'm currently running 2 giveaways. There's one on the video The Decider, as well as one on my Instagram account, Aussie Girl Margie. You definitely have a better chance, I think, on the Instagram account, so definitely go check that out. But I'll be announcing the winners for that on Saturday. The competition ends on Friday for the YouTube one and on Saturday morning for the Instagram one. So make sure you put in a comment on those videos, as well as that post, so that you have the chance of winning either a Bluey or Bingo plush. So until then, I will see you cheeky dogs in another video, and I picked out a few others that maybe you might like to watch until then as well. Mwah! Bye!